Hey, welcome back to Everyday Jesus. It has been a long time since I've made a video. Haven't stopped following Jesus. My family just hit a really kind of life-spinning time in our journey, and sometimes things like that happen. You just get out of the mode, out of the mindset, and it's been kind of a crazy past few months for us. But we are still loving the Lord, still following Him, and learning what that means, especially in a season like this, especially when everything kind of gets flipped upside down and you hit things that you didn't expect. Sometimes those are the times where the Lord proves Himself just the sweetest and the tenderest and the kindest to us. So what I wanted to talk about today is just the cost of following Jesus. There are some times where we really see vividly how much it really costs to follow Jesus. I heard a pastor one time in a sermon inviting people to follow Jesus, and he said, all you have to do is sign on the line, sign your name and say you believe. It's the easiest decision you'll ever make. I think I understand what he was trying to say, because I agree with him that deciding to follow Jesus and serve Him as your King and give everything to Him, that is the best decision you'll ever make. But it is not the easiest. Jesus Himself says many times that if you want to follow me, you have to lay down everything. He says, unless a seed falls into the ground and dies, it won't bear fruit. He says, if you want to follow me, you have to take up your cross and follow me. He says, no one starts building a tower without first assessing the cost to see and make sure that he can finish it, because it costs. And following Jesus costs everything. But at the same time, he also says and reminds us, what does it gain a man if he gains the whole world yet loses his soul? If you gain everything in this world but you lose your soul, what have you gained? So it's not a question really of do I want to live or give my life to something that costs me, or do I want to go the easy route and live in a way that doesn't cost me anything? Because everything we do, every choice we make has a cost. Whatever we give our lives to costs us. It costs us our life. Your job, your family, your projects, your interests, your hobbies, all of these things cost something from us. The question is this thing that I've given my life to worth the cost? Is this worth the price of my life? And for me, I can't help but look at that, look at my options and say, there's nothing worth my life more than He who gave me my life, He who made my life, and He who wants life for me now and for eternity. Jesus promises us if we give all of ourselves to Him, if we die with Him, we will pass through death into life with Him. Both now, but it starts now and ends and finishes and continues rather in eternity. And that's what He's promised us. And that's what we see. That's what I am seeing now as I'm daily following Jesus. There are times that are hard. There are times that feel crushing. There are times that I just don't know what in the world is happening. But still, there's life there because of Jesus that I would never experience otherwise. And so, man, that's what I want to say today. That's what I'm mulling over today. Just the cost, but the well worthwhile cost of following Jesus. And I want to encourage you in that. It's just like so many other things in our lives, right? If we want to have fitness, we believe that it's worth the cost of exercise. If we want to have children, we believe that it's worth the cost of childbirth. But also believe that it's a joyful process of creating that life. And in Jesus, it costs us everything. But it's not to say that it's a process of just always being somber and just cutting ourselves off from any joy now because we have a hope for a joy in eternity. That is not the life that He's called us to. In Jesus' upside down, backwards way compared to the world, He calls us to give up everything for Him and give everything to Him. And in doing so, He gives us life and life abundantly. In such a backwards way that the world gives. But that's what I want to encourage you in today. That's what I want to invite you in today. If you haven't done that, if you're not laying your life down to the Lord, down to Jesus, I encourage you to consider that today. And know that it costs you everything. There's no easy way out with Jesus. There's no just giving Him belief and then getting to be king of your own life or queen of your own life, right? It is a giving up. The one thing that I think that we do lose ultimately is the authority over our own lives. But that's something we'll lose anyway. So I encourage you today to think about that. Think about what you're giving your life to, and is it worth it? Is it worth the cost? And what if you gave your life to the one who gave you your life? And in doing that, actually gained it. You know, Jesus says, he who would seek to gain his life or save his life will lose it, ultimately. But he who loses his life for my sake will find it. My guess is today you're searching for life in one way or another. We're all searching for life in one way or another. So I think you're searching today. Whether you already believe in Jesus and maybe you need a renewed call to lay down everything to Him. Remember that first call to give everything to Him and seek Him in a new way today. Or maybe you've never done that, but you are seeking life. And so I offer that to you, that same offer that Jesus gives you. If you actually want life, if you want true life, lay down your life to Him. Give your life to the one who made you. And He will give it back to you in fullness and in joy and in power. It's just such an amazing promise from Him. We don't always fully understand it every day. There are days where it feels like we've made a huge mistake, or there are days where it feels like everything's falling apart. There are hard times following Jesus. I would never say that it's all easy, but it's amazing. And I wouldn't give it up for the world, because I've already given the world up for Him. Think about that today. Bless you today, and I'll see you tomorrow.